To be honest, I feel like we're all being spoiled here. This is definitely Shadow Paladin week, because we've just been getting hammered with Shadow Paladin cards and everything. And from what I saw, I have a couple of good ideas for premium. But before we get into that, hey YouTube, so me again, getting these little late night reveals. It's about like 10:53, I think, so it's kind of late. I'm just gonna get this one out of the way and get to the main topic, and I might even throw in a little bit of trivia. Alright, so we have Vibe Car, Vanguard and Rearguard skill, Soul Blast. Soul Blast, check the top card of your deck. Call that card to a Rearguard circle. And if you called it, put it to the drop. So, okay, the called unit with the skill gains 5,000 power. And as soon as the turn is over, it's gonna pretty much die at the end of the turn. In a way, it's not bad. It's pretty free. I mean, the old Vibe card, all you had to do was just call him, and then you just got yourself a column if you ever wanted it. But he's fine. Now to the main topic. We have blasters. For those who do not know, or I mean the ones who, well, I'm pretty much insinuating the ones who are pretty much new to the game. You have, and if you haven't seen my other video, the reveals, you have Royal Paladins that have blasters in them, and you have Shadow Paladins that have blasters in them, i.e. Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark. In the manga, we get more of these. And here they are. I mean, we got them before, but they weren't really as good. But enough of that. We have Blaster Rapier, Grade 2, 9K. And as I will translate it, when it attacks the Vanguard, if you have 3 or more blasters on the board, during the battle, this unit will gain 5,000 power, making her 14. So, I think this is like the first card that actually relies on what they have in the name. I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I'm just thinking about that from the top of my head. And her second skill. When the attack hit the Vanguard, Counterblast 1. And one of your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and pops it. In other words, it retires. So it's basically the same exact skill as Blaster Dark, almost. This one just has to hit. This could be used like for some type of pressure later on in the game. Yeah, your opponent still has to choose one of his rear guards, but you might probably find an idea in it somewhere. More on that later. The last reveal we have right now for a blaster card is Blaster Dagger. The original one that we got here before it was retrained, didn't like it. This one, this is a little bit more pressure. It's a grade 1. Blaster Dagger skill. When the attack or boosted attack that hits the Vanguard, move this card into the soul. Your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and retires it. So right now we're having a little bit of a theme here. Shadow Paladin blasters, I guess they're focused on retire, like Blaster Dark. Their main thing, as what it's telling me right now, is going to be focused on getting rid of your opponent's rear guards. So In my other video, we have cards that kind of like do something about when they're retired or they can't be retired, which might actually be a bit of a issue for it. Some of these. But we'll see how it goes, honestly. With the future of Vanguard, how the sets or other sets are going to be used. Like, not every single card is going to react about when this card gets retired. Just know when to use the skill and know what you're playing against and you'll be fine. But so far, I guess this might be the theme. This actually might lead into a couple of fun little combos in Premium that I actually might get into later. So, let me see. So we have Blaster Dark, whose skill is on Ride or Call. Counterblast 1, your opponent chooses one of their rear guards and retires it. We have Blaster Rapier with an on-hit skill. Your opponent chooses one of their rear guards and retires it. This one with a skill that's pretty much free. Moving to the Soul, your opponent chooses one of their rear guards and retires it. I kind of like where this is going, but I still want to wait a little bit more and see what we get and see how these cards can actually combo with each other and make some type of combination. We still have Phantom Blaster Dragon and the Dark Dictator. I want to see what they do. So, before I even end this off. Alright, so just a little bit of trivia. Blaster Rapier, Blaster Javelin, and Blaster Axe, and Blaster Dark. And yes, including Phantom Blaster Dragon. For those who didn't know, like I said, I'm throwing a little bit of trivia. Doesn't really matter, but they used to be Royal Paladins. Until Blaster or Thingsaver Dragon became corrupted and turned into Phantom Blaster Dragon, and then corrupted Blaster Dark, Blaster Rapier, Blaster Axe, Blaster Javelin, all those guys. They were corrupted by the dragon, and that's the reason why they look the way they do. I think they did eventually come back, honestly, because then again, that'd be kind of a spoiler. So I'm going to say that for later. But either way, I hope you liked the card review. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. And I'll see you when I upload next time. Later. And have a nice night.